in basically every ancient culture that had a king. Kingship is something that is divine. You get your kingship because you are descended from the gods, right?
Yep.
That's the thing in which your kingship consists. So then the question is, well, okay, now that we know that Jesus Christ is God, what does divine kingship look like then in that paradigm? Okay. So the question is sort of, in an old, you could say like a Babylonian epic or an Ugaritic epic, or like the old Semitic world before Christ, you would have stories. Here's Pharaoh so and so, and the reason that he's Pharaoh is because his mother entered into a chamber and had relations with the sun god, and then he was born, and now he's Pharaoh, and he's descended, immediately from the god Ra, right?
Right.
Well, obviously, we don't do that anymore. Or at least we're not supposed to.
Yeah, don't do
right?
that, guys.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Do you want giants? That's how you get giants.
Yeah. What's the term, the Greek term for this? Eros gamos?
Yes.
Hierogamy?
Yeah,
sacred marriage.
Yeah, sacred marriage. So the question then is, well, what's the glory of kings then, if it's not about divine descent? That's the question the Kebra-Nagast is trying to answer. And so we get this in a couple of ways. First of all, human kingship begins with Adam, whose kingship comes from two things. The first is the fact that he is made in the image and likeness of God, right? And so Adam's creation begins with the Father saying, let us make man in our own image, and the Son saying, I will put on the flesh of Adam, and the Holy Spirit saying, I will dwell within the hearts of the prophets and the righteous. So his kingship first comes from the fact that he's made in the image and likeness of God, and second, because he is created to replace Satan. Now, this is a very ancient belief in ancient Judaism, and is very clearly attested here. By the way, you also find this understanding in as far-flung a place as the Anglo-Saxon Genesis, where it very clearly says that Adam was created to replace the devil in the divine council.
Yeah.
So he's created to replace Satan, and obviously, I mean, those implications are there. You can see Father Andrew's other published works about this, Father Stephen's other published works about this, but those implications are there, for instance, in the Apocalypse, where you have the 24 elders, which is 1/3 of the divine council, which replaces 1/3 of the stars that fell from heaven, and so on and so forth.
And there's even, even like you can go further than that, because like there's a sense that the devil, St. John of Damascus says this, but a lot of people say this, that the devil falls out of envy.
Right.
And the envy is it's going to go even harder. He wasn't just created to replace Satan. He was created to supplant Satan.
Over him. Yeah.
To supplant him, to be higher than the highest angels.
Right. Yeah. There are some traditions that say something like God gave the angels like a vision, which they didn't understand at the time. The very important part of the incarnation is that the angels have no idea what's going on. They're as surprised as you are. I mean, if the services of our church are to be, taken seriously, and I think they are, the only thing we know about being an angel is that they just stand in constant amazement. They're like, wait a minute, the Son just took on the flesh of Adam. What's going on? Wait a minute, the Son is dying on the cross. What's going on? Wait a minute. A human being is ascending into the heavens and seated at the right hand of the Father. What's going on?
And if these vast cosmic intelligences are, if they're standing gobsmacked, at this kind of stuff, maybe we could have a little humility about how we attempt to discuss it.
Yeah.
As well.
Exactly. Yeah. So, this is where the kingship of Adam comes from.